just the proclamation recognizing the Taylor Junior League baseball team for their entry into the Junior League World Series. I believe this weekend it kicks off, is that correct? So if you guys are okay, I think it would be fitting for Councilman Bezura to read the proclamation, although he's going to try his best to wiggle out of it as usual. Who is? Yeah, the whole team will be here, I'm sorry. And we have put them on the upcoming cover of the Taylor Today that's going to be going out. So unfortunately, they're not printed and ready for tomorrow, so what we did is we contacted Speedy Printing and ordered 20 copies of just the cover photo to give to them tomorrow night. So they'll get a preview before they hit the doors. It was. A little bit of tension between the two teams on.
A little bit. Like,
Taylor 10-year-olds are really doing well. They got a very legit shot at winning the state.
Did they win today? Did they? So they came back?
They were losing 7-0 in the first inning.
Wow.
So they're in the final four. They get us in St. Clair.
Very good.
Okay. And Mayor, that's all you have?
Yes.
Okay. Takes us to item 6. There's a motion to approve the first reading of case number 19-17Z, zoning ordinance to amend numbers as read. The property is located on the north side of Goddard Road between Birch and Oak.
Mr. Chair, I just want to make a correction. It's correct in all the other paperwork, but the agenda should read from 01 office to MT1, Midtown Taylor Office institution. Instead of 2, it should be page 1, MT1.
You got that wrong either.
I don't see that on the agenda.
It's actually
Could you say that one more time, Laura? From what?
01 office to MT1.
That's wrong.
Oh, I got you.
But on here,
It's 01 to MT.
MT1, not
Oh, I
2.
see.
And but on the cover letter, it says MT2 as well. It says B1 to I1.
Right.
Yeah, on our cover letter, so that is totally different.
So the,
No, that's
Yeah,
I don't think you have the right description here.
so the action request is.
Yeah, I use that.
And I think they're
Yeah.
It says B1 to I1. And it should be I1. 01 to MT1. It was office going to Midtown Taylor Office institutional. The difference is the MT2 would be commercial uses and not MT1 office. MT1 would be office uses. Right. I apologize.
All right, is there any questions for Mrs. Fell on that?
Mr. Chairman, just real quick, Laura, do we have any preliminary renderings of what this new building will look like, or not yet?
He actually just sent what it is. It's like a rectangle, just over the site, showing
okay.
he's just
So
gonna,
no
where
worries.
he's going to place the building. It's going to zero setbacks, but 2-story, and but we'll be working with him, and the site plan will come through with the property school zones.
So if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is going to be office on the bottom, and I believe residential on the top floor, kind of like what you would see in a Royal Oak. Yeah, like that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the 2 lots east of Aaron Cox's building where it is now.
Okay. Okay, item 7 is a motion to approve opening nominations to fill the vacant treasurer position for the city of Taylor. Just wanted to ask how you guys wanted to do this as far as determining who is going to nominate the person or whatever. I mean, you can draw numbers out of a hat. If somebody wants to volunteer to go first or whatever, I'm open for suggestion.
I guess a new question.
Sure.
What is the next election?
Next election is March 10th, 2020.
March 10th, 2020, and what is that for?
Presidential primary.
The presidential is in March. There's nothing else on.
No, and we are reimbursed for that election, but if we put something on that ballot, we have to pay for it.
And reimbursement would be how much?
About $40,000 it costs to administer an election.
Mr. Advice Council, I will not be voting on any of this, just due to the fact that I believe that that vacancy is not an emergency situation where the council position would be. In the council position, we need voters. There, they don't vote on any issue. So therefore, Anna has done a fine job in the last, one and a half years I think it would be fine to let her continue to move forward doing what she's doing. And those people that want to fill that position, they can run for that position like everybody else does, and that's just the way it is. I think.
If we're gonna go with the belief that we can go 3 years without one, it would lead me to believe that we don't need one, and there shouldn't be an election for one. I mean, we've got a charter requirement that says we're supposed to fill it, so we should probably fill it. But if this group believes it's so unimportant of a position that we can go 3 years and let Anna do it, then we should consider changing the charter and removing it as an elected position.
Wasn't that discussed once before about removing that position among the council? Was it ever discussed?
What do you mean?
About not having that position at all?
I don't believe so.
And the reason I'm saying that.
What was discussed was, would it be appointed or would it be elected?
Okay. Now, the question is, I understand what the charter says, but it doesn't say anywhere in the charter how fast we have to fill it.
We fill it a week before election.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
No, I'm just saying.
I think the intent is to get it done, but if we truly believe it's not necessary, why would we have an election for something that we don't need?
Well, and I agree with that. I mean, I'm one that is in favor that we don't even need a treasurer position. However, the residents have to vote on that.
Correct.
I do not believe that that office should go vacant for 2 years because an individual didn't run for it or whatever. To me, that department needs leadership and it needs extra personnel in there to help. So I think in per the charter, it states as current that we are required to have a treasurer. If you want to debate, okay, well, we don't need one right now, all that stuff, that's your opinion, that's fine. But my opinion is it's my duty, not everybody else's, however they feel, to fill that position as soon as possible.
I have a question for the mayor, since Jason's not here. Do you have or have access to the cash handling procedures in the treasurer's office?
I would have to defer to Jason. I'm not sure how that's handled.
Would you know, Richard?
I would not.
Okay.
I'll make a note.
In terms of how it's deposited, or is that what you're asking, or?
In terms of how many people access one drawer, is there cash out procedures in place, cash handling?
There are procedures in place, but I don't have the specifics. I can have Jason send you an updated email tomorrow, or tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, Richard, do you want to ask Jason anything?
Yeah, I made a note of it all.
Okay.
I'm not sure the reason for your whole question, but I would think then if we're gonna ask about cash handling, we should talk about ACH approval, we should talk about wire transfer approval. Those are all things that, to my knowledge, our budget and finance director or our budget and finance department have to do because the person who is supposed to be doing it is a vacant position.
Right.
So it's not just cash, it's all things banking, right? We just have a tentative agreement to negotiate with a new financial institution, and we don't have a treasurer who provided input into that transaction. So it's not just a cash drawer, it's every financial matter that runs through that office. And then it would go back to the decision about, do we need it or not, or should it be elected or should it be appointed? If it's appointed, do you hire somebody with a financial background, with a bachelor's degree, with a master's degree? Do you hire somebody with management experience? There's a lot of things floating around this conversation, but if a majority of us believe that it's really not necessary, or we don't care that another department who has its own responsibilities has to cover for a position that's not open, I think it's a bigger can of worms than who we put in there for the next 2.5 years.
I don't disagree with that. However, I do think that we do need leadership, and I'm in agreement with Chairman Woolley on that.
Mayor, I just want to offer my 2 cents since we're all chiming in. Well, Anna's certainly done a fine job handling the day-to-day in the absence of a treasurer. I think we're at a critical crossroad that I'm just not sure waiting is in the best interest of the city of Taylor. You're at a point where you're just negotiated a new relationship with a bank for the first time in 30 years that we're going to be moving financial institutions, and we're in the process of implementing a new ERP system. These are things that you need the additional qualified help to successfully implement. If not, that burden's going to shift somewhere else to somebody that, whether that's finance or assessing or whoever takes on that additional responsibility. But I think you really need to look long and hard at the timing of it, because I just don't think it makes sense to wait.